Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on our second episode of Shop Local 2026. We're so excited to be able to share one of our local owners with you from Lehi, Utah. Nancy Provolt is joining us today. Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you so
Of
much.
course. I'm very happy to see you. I did want to ask you some questions about Big Frog and how your journey has been. So I'm gonna quiz you a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So you're relatively new to Lehi. What made you want to have a Big Frog in your community of Lehi in your brand new hometown?
Well, so as you know, I owned a Big Frog custom T-shirts in Austin, Texas for almost 9 years, I think. And so I knew everything Big Frog when I moved to Utah. In fact, I even ran my Austin store remotely for the first couple of years that I lived in Utah. And then we had COVID. And then during COVID, I just thought, I really wished I was a lot closer to that store um, during that time period. And so when it was over and we got back to, we were able to rebuild it, I just thought, well, that was a good time to sell the store. But I wasn't ready to stop being a frog. I really enjoyed being a part of the community and really everything that I did. What I really missed during the time that I ran it remotely was all of the fun things like working directly one on one with customers, seeing them when they picked up their orders, being a part of all of the activity. Um, and so I decided to open another Big Frog store here. And I was the first, and I'm actually the only, currently the only Big Frog store in Utah. And it was a little bit different because in Texas, I think, well, in the Austin area, there was already two other stores plus me. And then there were a lot of other Big Frog stores throughout Texas. So I wasn't really necessarily having to build the brand. Some people had already jumped in to do some of that. And out here, um, most people have never heard of Big Frog custom T-shirts. Although now that we've been open for a little bit after over 3 years, that's changed. We have a lot of very loyal customers, and periodically I meet people that have used a Big Frog store in a different location, and then they see that there's a Big Frog here, and they're all excited and everything. So that's been a lot of fun. But anyhow, yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
Great. So I'm always curious when I talk to owners, what was the most surprising thing about owning a business and being part of the community like that? What really shocked you?
Um, that's a tough question, Tina.
I'm sorry.
No, it's a good one. It's a good one. I'm not sure that anything shocked me per se. I mean, I will say that most people are um, very relatable. I can relate to a lot of what people are doing, whether they're doing a family reunion or they're in charge of something, for their child's sports team or, working for the PTA or a business. Because even when I worked in the corporate world, I was the person in charge of ordering shirts for my company, so I've always really had an easy time relating to the majority of the customer types that we work with. That was a nice surprise. I wasn't necessarily prepared for that, but it was just a very good transition that I was able to do pretty easily.
I think that's really accurate. I was surprised too when I left corporate and I started my Big Frog store that I had something in common with everybody that walked in.
Yes, yes.
And it was really fun, and I just felt so connected to people that I hadn't when you just have a corporate type job.
Yes, exactly. And then even if it's something that I don't have necessarily any experience with, I like memorial shirts, for instance, but I have the empathy, and I certainly, um, you know, just can relate to it, and I've, I've met some incredible people, that have done memorial shirts. And then, just am so happy that we were able to do what they wanted us to do. And usually it's in a very, very short period of time. And, those sorts of things.
Yeah, you can laugh with customers, and some of the times you end up crying with them too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that is so true. Very, very
Mhm.
true. And so that's, I think that's it in a nutshell, that you can do all of those things, and you just really, you never know what the day is going to bring, and how you can help somebody to do what they set out to do. And then lots of times you do it better, faster, and, so it's all like very exciting.
Mhm. So, kind of around that, why is supporting local businesses important in your opinion?
Well, I think it's so easy to get online and order something. And, uh, we all kind of have to look at that, whether it's something that we can, whether it's a book, that we can run down to, the Barnes and Noble and pick it up, or, do we have to order it online? Anytime that you're supporting the local business, if bookstore, restaurants, local landscaper, all those sorts of things, you're supporting your community. You're putting the tax dollars back into your community, and you're supporting your neighbors, your friends, and it really is a full circle.
I agree. I think it's more important than people give it credit for. I know
Yeah.
after COVID, I had to make myself leave the house and go to local stores. It was
Well, and for
such a
us,
process after that.
yeah, and for us, it's a little bit like a restaurant. You can't really go on. I mean, you can go online and place your order at a restaurant, but you're still getting it locally, right? So they're not, for the most part, they're not um, getting your pizza, from, 2 states away and shipping it to you. But with Big Frog, we have the advantage of having the storefront where people can come into the store, they can touch and feel the fabrics. We have fabric swatch books to where they can make sure that they're choosing the best color, for their design. We have samples in the store. We have designers in the store that can help people. Even if they already have their design, they can make little tweaks to make it better. Or if they don't have their design, we can, start from the beginning with them to have that prepared, instead of somebody having to learn how to use a online software program, to be able to accomplish that. I guess what my point is that I've worked with many customers where um, they make reference to, when we did this last year, we were really disappointed with what we got, when we ordered it online, or it wasn't the same, it wasn't as we expected, when we ordered it online. And that's one thing that, my store, and probably every Big Frog store, really strives for, is to manage the customer's expectations, so we want the customer, when they pick up their order, to if anything, say, oh my gosh, this is even better than I expected. We never ever want them to say, this is not what I expected. So we take care of all of those little things that add up to manage the expectations and to exceed those expectations.
Excellent. So you've been in Lehi for a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
What is on the horizon for Nancy?
Well, actually, I am. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. You have to guess, but I'm most definitely reaching the age where I am ready to retire, and my husband, who is not involved in the store on a day-to-day basis, but he is kind of behind the scenes, periodically. Anyhow, he's ready to retire, and so probably in the next couple of years, we see ourselves with less responsibilities every day, and spending more time with our grandchildren, and traveling, and basically retiring. I'm starting to prepare to put the Big Frog Lehigh store on the market. My goal is to have it ready to talk to potential people that might be interested in purchasing the store by the end of the summer. That's my goal. I feel like we will probably meet that goal. We had I'd actually hoped for it to happen maybe about a month ago, but we had a great busy June, which I loved.
Yes.
But that also took away from any time for me to really coming up with the exact information, everything that I have to put it on the market. But like I said, that is my goal.
All right. Well, we'll miss you, but I'm excited that you'll get to
Yeah.
spend more time with your husband
Yeah,
and
I've
grandkids.
got two grandbabies right now, and one of the reasons why I moved to Lehi from Texas was because my son had already moved out here like 5 years before we did, and he wasn't married at the time, but I knew he was going to be, and sure enough, he did, and sure enough, they had babies, and so I love that. They're like 15 minutes away. It's just been wonderful.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. So we talked about Nancy and Big Frog, but Nancy has one of our favorite customers joining us today. Nancy, would you like to introduce Heather?
Yes, this is Heather. Hey, Heather. And so I've known Heather for, I guess, 5 years now, right, Heather?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even well, was it before I opened the Big Frog store? Maybe so.
Yeah.
But so Heather has an incredible story, and she is an author of a book that she'll be talking about, and she's a good friend and a great person.
Well, welcome, Heather.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, I was hoping you'd tell us a little bit about I read about your book, so I want you to tell us a bit about that, but also what you've done with your publishing business.
Okay, perfect. So I wrote a book that was never supposed to be published. It's a story of an experience that happened to me when I was 20. I had multiple near-death experiences during a critical period in the hospital. My organs had shut down, and I was in critical care for about 3 months. And it was an incredible experience. It changed my entire belief system. It took away any fear of death. But I never wanted to talk about it in public until a couple of years back. I was asked to write a book about it. And that's my experience in the book. And it's been such a healing journey. The book's doing really well internationally. It's selling in multiple countries. And I've been able to talk with people in the Philippines, Germany, Romania, you name it. I've talked to people about the book. It's just getting a lot of attention because I think people are searching for answers to what happens after we die. And I got a little bit of insight on that. So that's what started the publishing company. Also in the publishing company, I'm a notary. So I'm a mobile notary. and I notarize a lot of legal documents for my clients. And so I just thought, let's start a small business with this and help people in the community. And I've been able to contract with quite a few care facilities to help clients that need help. But also I've been able to speak on probably 40 podcasts about my experience and how it changed my life and how the book came to be. So that's where we're at now.
Oh, excellent. How did you come up with the name Poppy Meadows?
I looked at multiple names, and we have a poppy field locally that's gorgeous. Every year there's tons of poppies and you can hike to it. And I was there one day and I thought, I just love poppies. And that became the basis for the name of my company. And when we started looking for design covers for the book, I wanted something with water. A lot of my experiences during my near-death experience, they were nature related. And so I just assumed water would be the cover, and it ended up being poppies, and that was not my choice. But when I saw the cover, I had about 15 covers to choose from, and that was the one that I thought, oh, this is it. It matches my LLC, and it's really cool.
Okay, excellent. So obviously that inspired you to start this business. I was curious, just as a side note, do you help other people publish? Do you have any other books in your publishing house yet? Or are you pretty much
not yet? Yeah, this is new. The book just came out last August, so it's not even a year old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very new. But I am involved with a lot of well-known authors. I was very lucky that I had a lot of guidance through this and a lot of support from very, very well-known authors. And that made a huge difference. So there's a large community that I'm involved in. And yeah, there will be more that comes from this. I'm just enjoying the first year of this with all the marketing involved in it. It's been
I hadn't realized it was just last year.
Yeah, it's brand new. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been joyful. I had no idea what I was getting into, but I've really enjoyed learning all the different facets of publishing and printing and everything that goes into it. It's huge, and it's been such a fun adventure to meet with these people all over the world and know that this book is making a difference in their life, and meet with other authors as well. It's been a really, really amazing experience.
That's great. I'm glad you decided to share your experience and your visions, and that's awesome.
It was scary, but yeah, it was the right thing to do at the right time.
So what do you love most about being part of your community? And we can speak about the larger book loving and sharing community, or just your actual geographical community.
Yeah, let's talk about the geographical. So I'm probably about 10 minutes from Big Frog, where I live, and it's a mountain community. I'm very active, so I can walk out my front door and go hiking every day on a different hiking path. There are deer, moose, porcupines. It's just a beautiful area. I can watch the sunrise and the sunset. And every day I'm very grateful for where I live. We have a really amazing community, and there are a lot of local businesses that we can shop at. Big Frog is amazing. I love hiking tank tops that have sayings on them, quotes and stuff, something fun. So that's been really fun to have in the community. But I've lived in this area for about 25 years, and I can't imagine living anywhere else. We have amazing people around us, and they really do shop locally a lot of the time. And it gives you more of a diverse ability than just getting something off Amazon. You're able to get to know the owners and the people there, develop friendships, and it's just more in person than if you were to just order something with a click of your phone, an add to cart type thing. So I'm very, very excited for all the different businesses we have around us.
Is your area growing a lot?
It is, yeah. When I moved in originally, we had one road to get down the mountain, and the nearest grocery store was 20 minutes away. And now we have multiple roads, and there's quite a bit of grocery stores, and there's many houses. I watched most of them being built. So it's grown significantly since I moved here with my little tiny baby. Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So in terms of the community, how can the community best support your local business?
So obviously buying my book, sending a review on Amazon or Goodreads is always cool. I do events pretty often, and it's fun to meet the people that have read the book. It's amazing to me how far the story has gotten. I had no idea when I first did this how fast it would spread. But when you've got a local business, I support all of them. They, a lot of these people that have local businesses, they're starting from the ground up, and your support means everything to them. It feeds their family. It helps pay their bills. It helps give them the stability they need. And you're supporting your friends and family and neighbors by doing that. It's not just some nameless face on the internet. But yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we're not connected enough to our communities.
yeah.
The
So-
more we talk to other people, the better off we are.
Yeah, if you've got events that are local, go to them and meet your neighbors. You may find your best friend, at a concert in the neighborhood or something. But
Absolutely.
there are people out there with amazing stories that you wouldn't know if you don't venture out. And so it's, to me, the neighborhood is very important. Our community is important. And there are people that are struggling as well that need that support from you that maybe you can give, or maybe you get the support that you need that you wouldn't know if you didn't put yourself out there. So attend community events, whether it's a concert in the park or a play. It's going to be a fun experience, first off, but you're going to meet people that maybe you needed in your life that you didn't even realize.
I agree. And volunteer at those events too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're always looking for help.
They are, yeah.
Or t-shirts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wear a fun t-shirt.
Heather, do you want to tell us the name of your book?
Yeah, my book is called Miracles from the Other Side, and it's available on Amazon. It's available all Barnes & Noble, any place online you can get it. You can request it from any bookstore. You can also go to my website, heathervandermaiden.com, and that will link you to it. And if you're in Utah, I do have copies that I can sign for you and send those.
Oh,
So, yeah.
excellent.
And we even have, Heather, you've had book signings up. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
So, Tina, where Heather and I live is at the top of a mountain. We call it a hill, but it's basically
It's a mountain.
anyhow. So we have like a community within a community, and the community where we live is called Suncrest, and so you've even done several book signings here in Suncrest.
I have.
Yeah. Have you done book signings like in Lehi or Draper?
And Draper I have. I've done one in Chicago, and I'll be doing one in Washington in August.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's been fun. We just did one last weekend up in Suncrest, actually. We did a sound bath and a book reading.
Right.
About it. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I love meeting the people that come. And one of them, she'd seen a podcast, and when she heard it was in Utah, she came, and it's just fun to meet the people that I wouldn't meet otherwise.
Right.
I'm a very social person, so I enjoy getting to hear people's stories and what interested them in the book in the first place, because I, again, never planned on writing this book or even being involved in any publishing, but it's changed my views on everything. I've really enjoyed it.
All right, you heard it here. Everyone should write a book.
It's hard. It's kind of hard.
Heather has an incredible story, but it's also a very well written book, in my opinion. In some of that, I think probably is your natural talent, but then also because of all of the insights that you got from other more experienced authors, which are also part of our community, right?
Yeah, I had amazing editors.
Pretty much everybody that you worked with is local, right? That helped you with your book, or did you have other people out that weren't local?
So I had Richard Paul Evans. He's a #1 bestselling author.
Right.
Like 47 New York Times bestsellers. And then Raymond Moody, who, if you have heard of his book, Life After Life, he was involved. But a lot of, I have a big community surrounding that I'm involved in. I'm on a board of directors for the Utah IANS chapter, which is the International Association for Near-Death Studies. So I had a big group of people that had written books or were involved in that could give me pointers.
Right.
And I worked with very well-known companies for, in publishing for my editing. I had top-of-the-line editors, and my cover designer is amazing. So
Yeah.
it was about a year and a half it took to get everything together and get it published. But I learned an amazing amount during that time.
Well,
Wow.
I'm so amazed and in awe of the story, and then of you for actually putting it in words and taking it all the way that you went, to get it published.
Yeah, I did about a year of therapy before I even started on it. I knew it was really traumatizing. There was a lot of scary stuff in there. I had like a 4% chance to live and should not have survived. I had to learn to walk and talk again. I got down to 79 pounds. So I was pretty sick, but there were some amazing miracles involved in there in the book. And I can't imagine going through that experience again and not having the support that I had. I had an amazing support group around me, which made everything easier for me. There were parts of the book that I would just sob. It talked about my kids' adoption and their birth parents, who I love them. And so it was hard to bring back some of those hard memories, but
Oh, I'm sure.
it's been fun to talk to adoptive parents and kids who've been adopted and get their views on situations after they read the book. So it's definitely been a way to meet people and socialize and
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
bring community together.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to have to read it now. It sounds very inspirational.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that covers everything. Any last thoughts from you guys?
Nancy?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
If you haven't been to Big Frog, go and visit.
Yes,
Go
thank
Big
you,
Frog,
Heather.
yes.
Thank you.
She's incredible.
Thank you,
She's your best
Heather.
friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks
All
for
right, well,
putting this together,
you.
Tina.
It was a pleasure.